How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to do a ominous comparison video on the 3 Batman by Grant Morrison omnibuses, and let's get right into it. Here's how they look all together. Here's the first, second, and third. Here's the first one. Really like the art featuring Batman and the hand, the spine, back. The first one cost about $75, which is, and it collects issues of Batman 655 through 658 and issues of 663 and 683, and then stories from DC Universe issues 0, 52, 30, and 47. The art is done by Andy Kubert. And let's look inside for a little bit. Table of contents. It's about 500 pages, 600. And I think this was probably the book that I liked the most out of this trilogy. I think I've said this before, and I don't want to sound too redundant, but I accidentally read the volume 3 due to the fact they published Absolute Incorporated Batman first. And then they just decided to do the omnibuses, which I'm okay with. I really enjoyed this story, but I think I enjoyed the art that much more. And I think this is where we get introduced to Professor Pig. Correct me if I am wrong. Yeah, let's get into book 2, which was my least favorite out of the whole trilogy. And I think this is the thickest one out of the whole collection. The spine, back. Also $75. This collects issues of Batman and Robin, issues 1 through 16, Batman issue 700 and 702, and then Batman, The Return of Bruce Wayne. And the art's done by Frank Whiteley, most of it, who's a frequent collaborator with Grant Morrison. For some reason, I think maybe halfway through this one, towards the end, it took me forever to finish. And I just wasn't feeling it. I just think it took forever setting up the whole story, but it was good, but it just took too long. I think that's what Grant Morrison does accidentally too much. He kind of builds and builds and builds and builds, and then it takes kind of forever for the payoff. And that is book 2. And then last but not least is volume 3, which just recently came out. Really liking the cover. Probably my favorite out of the whole series. Also $75. Collects issues of Batman The Return Issue 1, Batman Incorporated Series 1, Issues 1 through 8, Batman Incorporated Series 2, Issues 0 through 13. Let's take a look. Again, this is by Yannick Paquette, the art, and Chris Burnham, which those two are frequent collaborators with Grant Morrison on pretty much anything he does. And then this is the book that I enjoyed a lot better than the second volume. I like the introductions of other Batmans. I always get this wrong. I want to say Manobats, and I really enjoyed them. Or Chief of Bats. It's one of those two. My mind just never gets it right. And that is volume 3. Those are the Batman Omnibuses by Grant Morrison. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks. Take care. Bye.